I am joined today by Bettina Campolucci-Bordi, who is an incredible chef, food writer, podcast host, and many other things, and just a queen on social media too. So I wanted to chat with Bettina because she has so many different strings to her bow, shall we say. She's been doing in the food industry for a long time. And I particularly wanted to pick her brain about being a retreat chef, which is how you started in the food industry pretty much.
Yeah.
And Bettina runs Bettina's Kitchen Academy, which teaches people how to be a retreat chef. So we're upstairs from the academy right now, and I've just been teaching the chocolate session. So obviously I am slightly biased that the course is amazing because I'm one of the teachers, but it really is incredible. And I think like a must do if you think that becoming a retreat chef is going to be a great way for you to earn income and a living in a life. It sounds amazing from everything I hear. So first though, let's talk a little bit about you. So how long have you been working in food?
I've been working in food since I was 15, but not cooking. I was always like in food and beverage and sort of front of house waitressing, all sorts of things.
Yeah.
And then 10 years actually cooking, which is what I wanted to do right from the get-go. But then my parents were like, yeah, you're not doing any chef training. So the closest I could get to that was doing hotel management, which sort of...
So you did a degree, like studies in hotel management?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So then I did lots of food and beverage basically until I decided to cook.
How did you sneak into the kitchen then?
I snuck into the kitchen by co-founding retreats 10 years ago.
Wow.
And I was like, great, I'd like to run them, but I'd also like to cook on them. And this might be a really good opportunity to get into the kitchen. Did my first retreat, absolutely loved it. I was like, great, I can actually earn money cooking, which is my passion. That's it. I kind of banana slid into it.
I love it. So you actually hadn't done any chef's training?
No, lots of cooking from a really early age.
Mm-hmm.
But and actually in hotel management university, the way it works is, or the uni that I went to, was you do 6 weeks of actual stuff, like you'll do 6 weeks in the kitchen, 6 weeks front of house, 6 weeks of housekeeping. So you actually get to experience it. Exactly. So and then you do 6 weeks of theory.
If you're bossing them around, you at least like kind of understand what it's like to be in their shoes.
Exactly.
So you can be empathetic.
So that was pretty good. But yeah, other than that, I didn't do any formal training.
I love that. And that is particularly why I wanted you on, because I think some people see food and they're not really sure what to do in food. Like when I had never heard of the word food buyer before, like well after I graduated university, and I was like, oh my God, I love buying food. That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
And so I think people just need their eyes open to like so many different pathways in the food industry. Yeah. And I love that people can come to your chef's academy without knowing how to cook. I mean, they ideally know how to cook, but
yes, they have to have a passion for food, but they don't have to be professional at all.
Yeah, you don't have to work things.
Sometimes it's actually better.
Really?
Because they don't have bad habits that they need to sort of get rid of.
Interesting. Have you got an example of a bad habit?
I just think with retreat chefing in particular, you have to be really flexible.
Mm-hmm.
And with some chefs, if it's not just like that, or if there's not that type of equipment, or if you can't find an ingredient, it's like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
Whereas with retreat chefing, you don't know what type of venue you're going to rock up to. You don't. Sometimes I've ended up in countries where they produce cashew nuts, for example, but you get to Costa Rica and there's not a cashew in sight because they're all for export.
Wow.
So you've got to be really flexible, and you kind of have to be good in the crisis. I guess chefs are good in the crisis. It's different. It's a different type of industry, so that's why people come to me.
That's what I love, though, that I think that it's really important to know if you're choosing like what you want to do in any industry, like if you're trying to make a living, then it's important to consider what things you like doing, like whether you like being around people or not, and whether you like problem solving, or whether you like to have routines. All those things matter. Like I could never be a chocolatier because one, I'm not tidy enough, and two, like I don't like doing the same things over and over. And I think even though you also need to be creative to be a chocolatier, because you're ideally coming up with new recipes. You are making, if you get big, you're making a lot of the same things. And so what are the things, if somebody's thinking, oh, that sounds interesting to be a retreat chef, what kind of personality traits or like interests or skills do you think people kind of should have? Being good in a crisis.
You're going to be good in a crisis, got to have good attitude, because anything can sort of happen.
Yeah.
Calm and collective.
Yeah. I can see it would not be good for somebody who kind of moves through the world with fairly high functioning anxiety. That could be quite challenging. So
that's probably not very helpful. You've got to be really good with budgets.
That's important.
You've got to be really good with working in a team and with new people that you don't know. Sometimes your kitchen teams don't speak a word of English.
Wow.
If you're doing weird and wonderful retreats like I do. So
well, you speak several languages, so there's probably a language you can communicate with.
Yeah, well, sort of. I guess food is a universal language, but calm and collective. I think good attitude, being flexible, being curious and loving food and ingredients, of course. And I guess the one thing that it's long hours. I mean, lots of people think, oh my gosh, I'm going to become a retreat chef and travel the world and see lots of things. And, you spend a lot of time in the kitchen, and it's one of the most, it's really hard work, but it's also really gratifying when you've been through a week and your group and you've taken people on this food journey with a beginning, a middle, and an end, and they absolutely love it.
Yeah.
Or if you've had this food exchange with a local team and they've learned lots of skills from you, and then they can take those on and become better at what they do. And there's this whole food and cultural exchange that happens, which is really beautiful. So it's very gratifying.
Yeah,
I think hard work. Like, don't get disillusioned.
Yeah, I think anything good is hard work, but I think there's that disconnect when you see, oh, I can go to Thailand and join a yoga retreat and just do the cooking. It's like, just doing the cooking is meals and snacks and lots of preparation in between, and managing all the people who are helping with you, if you've even got people helping with you to do all the tidying up and figuring out you've got everything for the future days as well. So I can definitely see that requires someone with a level of organization, but that satisfaction of constantly cooking for the same people. Like, I know a lot of chefs, it's really important to them being able to see the people who eat their food, so they prefer smaller restaurants where they might have regulars and things, but to actually be cooking for the same group the whole way through would be very cool.
Yeah, it's great. You take people on a journey, which is amazing.
So most of what you do is plant-based. The amount of ingredients that Bettina teaches people how to use, and all the different creative ways, so the cheeses that you make out of different nuts and all the different nut milks, and then breads and different cakes out of different things, like it's just tofu making from scratch. Like, it's a really, really intense 7-day course, which gives people options depending on where they are in the world, being able to create things and that toolkit to pull from to be able to work with whatever's around you. So if you're somebody who like really thrives on variety, like, I can see it just being an amazing job. So can you tell us a bit about what else that you do? So you run the Retreat Chef Academy. You've written 3 books.
Yes, 3 cookbooks, 3 book babies.
She has a real human baby too, child.
Yes. A happy vegan food, 7-day vegan challenge, and the latest one, Celebrate. They're all plant-based. The first 2 are vegan and gluten-free, or I prefer the word plant-based. And the latest one actually contains flour, which was interesting because I spent many years not working with flour, and I've kind of included it into my repertoire again, just to sort of broaden the audience and have both options. What else do I do? The Retreat Chef Academy runs between 2 to 4 times a year. Obviously, with what's been going on the last 2 years, I have been sort of touch and go. And then I also run wellness retreats. I do one in Bali, which is amazing. That's my favorite one. And then I also collaborate and freelance with a company called Reclaim Yourself. That's the weird and wonderful ones that I do in places like Mongolia. We're doing Ecuador and India this year. And I've done retreats in Iceland, Zanzibar, Azores, all over the place.
Amazing. She does sound very sexy when you like
sound very sexy.
You can presumably you can add on like another week afterwards,
yes.
to
I mean, husband and daughter allowing, but usually on the Bali one, my daughter and my husband come out, and then we spend an additional 3 weeks there.
Nice.
Which is nice, which kind of, I make sure that it kind of falls into her holidays.
Yeah.
And then the Mongolia one, they come as well. So my daughter's 9 now, so
she can help.
She can kind of come along, or at least be there after we've done the retreats, which is nice.
That's really nice. I look forward to doing more travel.
Me too. Oh my god, I've missed it.
Yeah, I know, it's hard for your life, and then it hasn't been for a while. If someone, obviously apart from just signing up for your course, which I really think would recommend, I have 2 questions. One, like, what would you say are the things that people need to think about? Like, where would they start if they wanted to do this? Like, what kind of networks would be helpful? Would it be useful to like go spend some time in kitchens? And then the other question is, how much money would they need to get started? Like, do they need the bank loan, or can you kind of really bootstrap into becoming a retreat chef?
Oh my gosh, you can really just start. So I guess the academy is a great start, because you walk away with something that's tangible. You walk away with the menu, like the
project in a box.
It's the project is creating a menu with a budget and with an ingredients list. So you kind of lead with that. And then also what we do is we place students in job opportunities. So actually a lot of the graduates, a few of them, then end up trialing with Reclaim Yourself, or I get quite a lot of requests for retreats that I don't do because I don't travel as much as I used to.
Yeah.
And then we'll place different students in different situations. And there's also an opportunity, Jules that runs Reclaim Yourself does a NHS retreat, which is on a volunteer basis. So we trial the academy students on the NHS retreat because it is an actual retreat.
Yeah.
And then from there, they can get picked to do different retreats as well.
And so could somebody, without doing your retreat, if they weren't sure yet if that's what they wanted to do, could they go and like just like shadow? I guess you could pay to go on a retreat and then spend some time in the kitchen and see and chat to the people.
Yeah.
Hopefully listening to this podcast will give you an idea of whether it's something that would be worth investing your time in. Do they need to buy equipment as well?
Not a lot of equipment at all. We go through all of that during the course. You could make back your investment by working on 2 jobs, basically.
That's amazing.
You'll be able to make back what you've invested in terms of equipment and the course.
And so if if there was enough demand for retreats out there that you could sign up, like, would you feasibly be able to do like 1 a month? Like 12 a year?
I mean,
if people do more?
Yeah, if this is what you want to do, and you can definitely do 1 a month. And I think what's happening at the moment is that the wellness industry is absolutely booming.
Yes.
Comparatively to what it was like 10 years ago when I was starting out, there was a handful of retreats that were well known. So it was kind of easy to stand out. Whereas now, so many yoga teachers, people that are trainers, there's a retreat for everything. There's writing retreats, there's boot camp retreats, there's like coaching retreats. So there seems to be a much bigger need for chefs on these retreats, which is great. This is such a niche thing that I've decided to do. The reason it was sort of born was because lots of the people I used to cook for would message me and go, oh my God, this has happened, or that's happened. And I'm like, is your chef not doing this, or is your chef not doing that?
Oh, okay. So the people that they hired weren't
exactly. So I was like, oh my gosh, surely they should know that they should be doing this or they should be doing that. So I was like putting out fires via WhatsApp messages with people that I'd worked with before. And I was like, maybe there is something here that could be done.
Yeah, I think even for people who are just like not interested in becoming a retreat chef, just if they want to, I mean, I know there's been some people who've opened cafes, but also just if you want to improve the way you eat at home, like it's like
absolutely. And it's also lots of people have got allergens, so there's lots of options for that. One of the students that came, I think, don't know if it was the last time or the time before, she had a chocolate business, so she's applied lots of your really good tips to her business. She does these amazing raw chocolate grazing boxes.
Oh, cool.
That she started before she came, but then obviously topped off.
Oh, amazing. I'll link to her in the show notes as well.
Yeah,
that'd be nice to promote her.
Yeah, definitely have a look at her stuff. And so it completely depends. You kind of pick and choose. There's so much going on during the week that everyone that comes will have their favorite bit. Yeah, and it's great because there's lots of options. And
yes, you don't necessarily have to become a retreat chef to travel.
No, not at all.
But what's the earning potential then, or like what would be the minimum they could kind of, if they could get the work at an entry level, what would they be able to earn in a year, and then what could that go up to?
As a day rate, the minimum should be 250 a day.
Yeah,
which is what is sort of the going rate. And the more skills you have, the more you can increase that. And would your flights be paid for you if you were going somewhere? So it's 250 a day, plus excluding travel, excluding and you should get paid, excluding ingredients, excluding accommodation. And you should also be paid for travel days, because obviously you're not doing any other work during that day, except for traveling to wherever you're going to. That's really good guidance. And because even, just to be clear, that even you're being paid for the travel days and the working days, but you probably will need to do some preparation in ordering food and things, so that those bits won't be included in your so that's menu
what you
planning.
bill for. But it's still, so just don't think that you're definitely, it works out exactly at £250 a day, and that would be kind of minimum. So minimum, as you get better and even more in demand, then you can start increasing your prices, because people want you back. Exactly. And if you look at it from a sort of if you're working in food and beverage and in a kitchen, I suppose it's a really good day rate. Yeah, it is. So you could you work probably like half as many days and make the same amount of money as someone. And it's actually a good thing to, so we've had quite a few chefs come, and it's a great sort of way of topping up your income as a sort of normal chef. So you take your holidays and make your holidays until you probably need extra holidays. So we've had a few chefs who are professional chefs sort of retrain to have that in their back pocket. And I imagine they charge more than $250 a day, because if you're already a chef, you're going to look impressive, because it's also about how the retreat sells you. Because when they're saying, come on my yoga retreat, we've got a chef who's worked in XXX restaurant, that's going to be a bit sexier than somebody who is just, we've got great food. Absolutely. Which is harder to quantify until you get known as a retreat which has amazing food, because they've got people who've been trained by Bettina. So that's also valuable too. That's really interesting. I love this. So if you are thinking about becoming a chef that travels the world, then you should definitely get in touch with Bettina. And is there anything else people should know or think about in terms of becoming a retreat chef? Or if you've got any tips for people coming into the food industry? I think the main tip is to be really passionate about what you do, because you're going to have good and bad days, as everything. So as long as you're really, really passionate and love what you do, that will get you a long way. Right. That's brilliant. Thank you very much. Thank you so much for having me. This has been wonderful. We might have you back another time. We talk more about the other strings to your bow in terms of collaboration with brands and getting sponsorship and things. So I think that's another interesting story. But I think you're doing amazing things in the retreat chef world, and I don't know anyone else who's doing that quite in the same way. So if that is a career that interests you, then check out Bettina's Academy, and I will see you there. Thank you so much.